Hello, beautiful souls. I am back to share a video about, excuse my voice, it's been purging some past realities and things, getting out the old so that the new can form, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't even know, maybe a week ago, maybe two, I had a dream. And I had a dream about a woman. And at the end of the dream, I found out that her name was Lilith. And so, not knowing, I looked it up and to find out like if Lilith was really a person or that's just something in my dream, because I dream about very weird things sometimes. Or shall I say symbolic things sometimes. Anyways, yeah, so it turns out Lilith is a human turned demon. And so she came to me to really share her story. In the dream, it was like the depiction of her like being in a home with her family, but being mistreated and not being treated the way she wanted to be treated and being looked down upon and like just ridiculed and almost think of like the Cinderella story. Constantly not abused, but like, yeah, emotional abuse. Not trying everything to tear that person down, make them feel less than, like they're not enough. And so in the story what she showed me was just like her experiencing not being valued and experiencing not being shown her true value. And in that, when she ended up discovering her value or realizing, not even discovering it yet, but realizing that where she was not good for her, and where she was not healthy, where she was not benefiting her in any way, she left and separated from that. And in that separation, she went and found and created the life in which she was valued and appreciated and honored for her being herself, and ultimately leaving the past of abuse behind. But however, like when you try to escape things or escape people and they end up finding out about you or hearing how much better you're doing, the jealousy comes back and almost the same form of behavior coming to try to put you in your place or make you realize how much you're not valued. But although it's just in the eyes of those people, she's saying that they couldn't just live their life and be them. Whenever something was heard about me, it caused such a rift in their world to the point where they wanted to make me pay. And she's saying that she let her guard down. And thought that she gotten away from that reality because she created her new thing, her healthy thing, her thing where she's valued, her space, her family. However, the plot against her was to take her back, was to make her realize how they viewed her. Make her retake the form of their projection of her, because she was doing too well outside of what they felt that she should do. And so, excuse me if I'm going back and forth between saying like speaking about her and then speaking in the form of her. She's kind of like telling me certain things, and so I'm just repeating what she's saying, and then there's moments where I'm repeating what I remember in the dream. But yeah, so in the dream, they came and stripped away her new reality and messed everything up for her. And so she wasn't the same person. She had now experienced her value. She had now experienced who she really was. She had the strength to come against them, and they didn't realize that. And so once they came into her new reality to try to set her straight, they got pushback, and she didn't stand for it, and she wasn't gonna just deal with their crap anymore. And so I think that's where my dream ended, where it's like she took back her power and like put them in their place. And then after I came out of the dream, I felt called to look up Lilith. And so the story that I found about Lilith that she led me to find was how apparently she was the first woman made from the same dirt that Adam was made before Eve was made from the rib. But she had her own consciousness. She had her own like understanding of herself. And apparently Adam wanted her to be submissive, but she didn't want to be submissive in the way that he wanted her to be. So eventually the animosity and troubles built up to the point where she left to go do her own thing. And she ended up going to the demons, I guess. Fell in love, had children. The unfortunate thing of it, which was in the dream, it signifies the family coming back to try to destroy her, to destroy certain things. Apparently God came and killed her children because they were demons, I guess. But to teach, like, I didn't get the part why they did it. I guess because they were demon, like half human, half demon. But it really messed with her. And so she took on a form of revenge and vengeance against humanity and began to torment and take away humans' children because of her not being able to live her life in peace that she created away from the troubling environment that she was first in. But she says, apparently I just couldn't have peace. Apparently they couldn't just leave me alone and let me be. Apparently they had to step in and make sure that I know my position, and I know almost like I know what I left. Do you know what you left? Like type of thing. But she knew what she left. She knew what she left, and there was a purpose for it. And so when God and Adam came and ruined her new life, she just really came back with a vengeance and was going to fight for what she created, and just the mourning and the grieving that had to be done that was never settled because her life was taken away just because of simple jealousy, simple lack of understanding. And she's just saying, why couldn't you just let me live my life? Why couldn't you just let me be me? And whew, okay. The one side of the message is to choose to leave the toxicity and go create your new environment where you are valued, where you get to learn who you are and know who you are. Don't stay in those environments where you're constantly being ridiculed, where you're constantly being told, where you're constantly trying to be shown how much worth you have, how little worth you have. She's saying, be brave enough and courageous enough to stand up for yourself, to leave and exit, and know that your path will be guided after. Go and create that new reality. Go and create the peace. Go and create the value that you desire. Stop being scared and turn that fear into courage. Then there's also a message of like, everyone, like, don't like a animosity towards the people who constantly are worried about other people and trying to give due justice to people who they feel like need justice. They try to become the, what do you call that? She's saying persecutor. They try to become this person that's going to deal out the justice that's needed. But in reality, it's like, you don't need to do that. That's not your job. She has a deep, like, animosity and anger towards people like that who meddle and input themselves into people's lives where they're not needed and where they shouldn't be doing that, or are tearing someone down to the point where that person has no value in themselves. She's saying, like, fuck them people. And then the most beautiful one that I connect with is her message around don't be the person that they try to make you to become. So there's some regret around turning to revenge to get back at humanity because of her children being taken. She allowed them to create her to be the bad person. So they created and formed a projection of her being the bad person. And when they came and ruined everything that she had, she felt like she decided to meet that expectation, meet that projection, and become that bad person that they painted her to be. Although really she wasn't a bad person, she was just hurt and really trying to give out the justice deserved to the people who ruined her peace and ruined her love. But she regrets not continuing to just be herself, and conforming and contorting herself into their projection because of revenge. So she's saying no matter what people are projecting, no matter what people are making you out to be, no matter how much they want you to be what they expect you to be, don't ever rise to that, no matter what. Still always remain in your authenticity and to be your truest self, because that is what is going to get you past all the pain. That is what's going to help you grieve properly. That is what is going to help you move forward in life in the way that you need to, so that you don't get stuck in the loop of them and their realities, and you get to transcend and surpass way past them and their projections of you. Now, I hope how I'm saying it is making sense, but it's real that the last one is really truly powerful. And I remember a time in my life where Brianna's life, where I constantly dealt with my mom calling me things like she would say, oh, you're having sex, oh, you're a slut, oh, you're a hoe, you're going out and doing these things, you're gonna go get pregnant, and I know you're having sex, you're not a virgin still, and all these things like that. And no matter how many times I kept telling her, I'm not like that, you didn't raise me to be that way, that is not who I am. Eventually I got so fed up with it that I was just like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna go get pregnant on purpose. I'm just gonna go sleep around on purpose. I might as well, because that's what you keep telling me I am. And luckily I had people in my life who, brought me back to reality. But yeah, I was really going to become that person that she kept calling me and telling me constantly on a daily basis, telling me that I'm going to be that, or that I am that, and I knew that I wasn't that, and I never would be that. But because I was so angry and so I had so much anger built up towards constantly being called something that I'm not, and being told that I'm doing something that I'm not. I was just like, well, fuck, I might as well just be that. I might as well just stoop down to your level and your projection of me, because you keep accusing me and calling me those things. Don't let that be you. Don't become what they're telling you to become. Don't be the projection. Be you, no matter what. That's your power. That's where your value is. That's where you get to leave and surpass their field of projection. Being in their field. Yeah. Never let the power of someone else change you into something that is worse, or change you into something that you know that you are not. Thank you, Lilith. Do you have anything else to share? She's saying that she's still stuck in animosity and anger, but not to the point where she doesn't want other people to transcend this or come out of it. Be better than her, she's saying. Thank you. You are courageous enough. You are brave enough. You can do it. Thank you, Lilith, for your beautiful message and sharing your story with the people. I appreciate you, and I'm grateful that you allow me to tell your story, a part of it, shall I say. Okay, well, that is a story. I hope the meaning or the messages that came out of the story really impact you and help you in your life. Yeah, please like the video if you felt like any of the messages resonated with you or her story. And leave a comment if you would like, respectfully. And share this video if you feel like someone else can benefit from hearing Lilith's story. Appreciate you. Much love, beautiful beings. See you in the next one.